Good evening, everyone, and good day, everyone. It's great to be back once again with you. It's 8 p.m. UK time, but it's also 3 p.m. in New York. So I am very happy to be connecting to Monica Bivas again. She's been with us before, and I'm very, very excited and happy that you are here. Thank you so much for joining us, Monica. How have you been? How are you? It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for inviting me. It's always for me an honor to be part of my IVF Answers webinars. As you know, and all your team know, we have been connected for a while, and I am always here open to help, to give my input from my own experience. So it's such an honor to be here again with you guys.
Thank you so much indeed. We are always excited to have you back as our presenter. And as if you don't know, Monica Bivas, she is the IVF mentor coach. She has gone through IVF cycles herself, so she knows how it is, and she's here to simply also share her experience, but give you some tips on how to cope with delays in fertility. This is our topic tonight, of course. And if you've seen her, some of the stuff she puts on Instagram, etc., you know that she's doing an amazing job. And I am very, very proud that we are able to have you here and you are with us. And as always, we will start with Monica's presentation, but of course we are here mostly to support you. So simply after her talk, it will be time for your questions. All you need to do is just type those in the chat section. There don't have to be like questions. You can share your thoughts. You can put some comments, and I'm sure Monica will be happy to help you out with anything that you might ask her. And I just want to mention that my IVF Answers is a part of European Fertility Society, which has been created simply because we want to support you, give you the opportunity to meet top fertility experts. As you know, we are here every single day. But as today, we are also here to focus on those emotional sides of it, which is also very, very important. And I also, again, I'm very proud to be part of it and being able to help you out, even if a little with those webinars. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming in every single day. I know that some of you come here every single day as well. I see it. So thanks a lot for this. And now let's go ahead with our presentation. Okay, Monica?
Yes, absolutely, Caroline. Thank you so much. Okay, so everyone, thank you again for being here with me. As Caroline mentioned, I absolutely love to be a collaborator and be part of the team of my IVF Answers. And today we are going to talk about coping with delays in fertility treatments. Before that, I'm going to jump into a little introduction of who I am. As Caroline was saying, my name is Monica Bivas. I am originally from Colombia, but I live in the States, in New York State, for the last 18 years since I married my husband. We have two beautiful IVF girls. One is 15 years old and the other one is 8. I am also a stepmom of a 20-year-old girl. My husband is from Israel. So we are like a mixed family. I am an IVF mentor and coach, and then lately I have been taking some fertility training certified courses, so I also expand my niche to mindset and holistic fertility coaching. I help couples and women all over the world to help them to shift their mindsets, guide them through this overwhelming process that an IVF or ART cycle, ART help to become pregnant can bring to us, as well as encouraging, for example, couples and women that have unexplained infertility to, before jumping into a treatment, to try to conceive naturally. Going through infertility and going through a fertility treatment can be overwhelming for sure. There is not an easy path for that. And my main goal, based on my own experience, is to help you to make that experience not be that overwhelming. So I am like that chip in between the clinic and our emotions and help you navigate that process. So learn how to handle stress and anxiety and make that journey something that you can embrace. So what we need to know about IVF, but not only IVF, we have IUI and we have, this kind of ART technologies that, thank God, the doctors, the research, and the science have brought to us for many years ago. So what we need to know when we are walking through a cycle is, what is our fertility issue first? It could be something that is unexplained, or it could be something that finally was found out and is physical. Once we know that fertility issue, can we consider really that ART or IVF or IUI is our only and last option? Because again, when we have unexplained infertility, we can work on find the root of the problem if it is not physical and try naturally. If IVF or IUI, ART is definitely our last option, before jumping into it, let's see what are the needs for our journey. And then if you are in your X number of cycle, let's see what we can learn to prepare for the next one. And that's actually what we were talking today, what we can do when there is delays in our cycles if we are over the first one. So what we're going to learn in this webinar. So I'm going to give you some tools that are going to help you to create balance and manage that roller coaster of emotions that we have during a fertility cycle. Because what happened is, for example, in an IVF cycle, in that 2-week wait, we are basically pregnant. We are pregnant until it's proven the contrary. So technically, an embryo is kind of attaching and developing in our uterus if we are the ones going through, or the surrogate person, or it's developing. So that fears come with that, knowing that technically we are pregnant, but we don't know if it's gonna catch or not, is one of the first emotions that come with a cycle of fertility. And then how to retrain our mind, which is not easy to take action upon it. It's something that is easy to say, but it's not easy to take action upon it, and go with our daily normal activities. Because when we are walking through a path of infertility and we are going through an ART cycle, is adding to the normality of our life. So how we can bring some kind of tools and resources that can set an attitude of happiness and joy while walking a difficult path. So this is some of the tools that I'm going to go into each one in detail, but this is some of the tools that we have by default, like God, life, the universe, call it whatever you want to say, give us to try to create balance, not only during a fertility journey and a cycle, but during our life. So love, which is something that we born with, but unfortunately, as we grow, as children, toddlers, adults, and all of that, we create fears and walls in our world, in our human personal life, and it comes all from the outside things that happen in life in general. But we have love within. So one of the things that can help us to kind of reminding us that we are love, made with love, and within we are love, and love is about selves and about others, is looking within. So if you are now, let's see, in your 3rd or 4th cycle, and you are kind of stressed out because the other cycles didn't work, or maybe one worked, and then you have a cancel cycle, like it happens to me after my first cycle work, is really frustrating. So coping with that, the first step that I always suggest, because I started to apply it, of course, after so many years of struggles, is looking within. Why? Because if we want to be parents, if we want to have that baby, and we are so prepared with so much love to offer to that baby, we need to first nourish and take care of ourselves. Means self-love. Nothing to do with ego, nothing to do with an egoist kind of conception of it. No. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to love ourselves, because in that same way, we are going to be capable to love others. And by doing that, we are already opening the door to increase the possibilities of that outcome of having the baby, even if we are in our 3rd or 4th cycle. Understanding. What means understanding? Understanding is accepting. When we accept certain situations in life, we are kind of creating right there a door of many possible outcomes that are going to bring us possibilities of happiness, joy. So, where I'm going with this, IVF, ART, and even trying to conceive naturally is by itself stressful. We know that it's not easy. Yes, a lot of people in the world, especially when we are going through infertility, is when it happens the most. We have our cousin, our sister, the best friend of our husband, wife, whatever. Pregnancies all over, and we are the only ones that cannot get pregnant because of the struggle we are going through. So, but these cases happen to us because we are in this journey, not because it happens a lot. So trying to conceive is not an easy journey. By itself, it's not easy. So by understanding and accepting that we are entering something that is not going to be easy, is going to bring us somehow stress and anxiety, and depends on our own person how high is going to be the stress. For some people it's higher, for some people it's less. We are right there taking control of that situation, not controlling the situation, but taking control of it. Where I'm going with this, let's face it, we cannot control the outcome of a fertility treatment, as well as we cannot control the outcome of trying to conceive naturally, sorry. So let's say today I have intercourse with my husband because I know that today is the day that I am going to ovulate as per the test and everything, and I'm going to have it. I cannot assure myself, next month my period is not going to come. We can't control that. But what we can definitely control is the way we take the situation. So understanding that it's not easy, accepting that we are entering a path that is going to be full of bumps is going to help us, and is going to help us create tools to handle it, and go through the bump in an easier way and not, break our butt when the car jumps, something like that. So that's what it is. Nourishment, and the nourishment goes back to self-love. We need to remind ourselves that we are loved beings, that we are here in this world with a purpose, and the purpose, we might not know it, we might have an idea, or we might have a goal for it, but life happens. So by nourishing ourselves, and every time that we have a difficulty in life, and in this case fertility is the one topic that we are talking about, we need to remind, there's nothing wrong with us. I used to think about that when I just realized, when I found out that I couldn't have children and my only option was IVF, because we tried all the ways, but my only option was IVF. It was devastating. I felt alone. I felt that my body was failing me. I felt that it was defective. I felt all these things that we feel because you are thinking, oh my God, but naturally, by the law of nature and God, I'm supposed to get pregnant naturally. That's how my body come built. I am a woman and I'm supposed to carry a baby. But it's nothing wrong with us. Our body is such a perfect thing that even infertility is a manifestation, I truly believe in that, of something that we are not balancing. We are losing the balance in something, and that's how it's manifesting, as it is with any illness. So by nourishing ourselves, let's go, for example, if you have your partner with you, forget about the goal of having a baby and that obsessive thing that you are having now for a moment, and maybe plan a date. Plan something that is going to take you out a little bit from that obsession with the baby, because it becomes an obsession. It was for me, you forget that you had a life, that you had fun in the past, that you were young, that you party, whatever. So nourishing is that. Have a little time for yourself. Go to a massage. If you got a cancel cycle, I'm not going to say don't cry or don't feel sad or don't rant. The opposite. When we have, for example, a cancel cycle, it's very good to feel the feelings, to allow them to be felt. Don't put them aside. Because that's toxic positivity. So just feel them. If you need to scream, to curse, to write, to cry, trust me, do it. Because when we do that, we are actually letting go of that feelings, of that crappy thing that we are having now. And trust me, you're going to feel like, oh, okay, I have a little bit of space. For me, it's crying. I can cry forever when I have a bad situation. I used to cry all the time when I was going through infertility. And then there is a moment that there is no more tears. And I'm like, okay, so now I have a space for good things. And then jump into, okay, so you know what? I'm going to go with my husband to have wine. I'm going to have a crazy night with him tonight. Or I'm going to do my nails and a massage. Nourishment. And then reminding is that when we are so overwhelmed with something, and in this case, infertility, we have the tendency to just get so much into that overwhelming feeling that we forget that there is also good things happening in our life. So count your blessings. I have a friend actually that she told me one time, we need to have our 15 or 20 minutes for allowing our crap things, our bad feelings, our emotions that are dragging us to the dark to be felt. And then count it. You know, I have even, I'm going to show you here. This is a little timer. So when I am feeling actually like a little overwhelmed for whatever situation, I put my timer on 20 and I put it, and trust me, I feel it. If I need to cry, to rant, to write, I'll do it. And this little beep when the 20 minutes finish reminds me that I need to, that's it. I allow my feelings, and I know you are there. I am aware that this is not easy, but I need to move on and continue my life. That, trust me, is going to help your body to be open to receive. So when you're going to go to a transfer, or when you are going to your retrieval, if you practice this, it's a little thing to do, but it's so helpful. Your body is going to go in a much more relaxation way. In the nourishment part, for example, acupuncture, art therapy, all that can take your mind and shift it for a moment can help incredible. And that brings us to clarity. Why? Because when we are allowing that feelings to be like lost, to be sad, but we are feeling them, and then we are kind of, wow, I felt them and now I feel better. You have clarity, and clarity helps you to think better, to focus. Okay, I am clear I want a baby. I am clear that in vitro or IUI or the treatment that I'm going through is not easy. It's more hormones in my body. My chemicals go to the roof. My estrogen go to the roof. My husband also is part of it, and he don't even know how to do, and he's doing his best to help me. So we have clarity to put things in order and say, okay, what is my choice? Either I suffer forever, or either I take it, and I know it's difficult, but let me continue walking this path to see where it's taking me. I want a baby, so let's focus on I want a baby, but live my life too. Relief. Relief is something incredible that happens, again, when we allow our feelings to be felt, especially the ones that are frustrating. We recognize, for me, it was so much anxious. I used to be so anxious that I didn't know even how to say a thing. If I feel frustrated sometimes, even the words couldn't come out. And then I have my partner. He used to help me. Okay, so you know what? If you don't have words, so cry. Come, I give you a hug, cry. And sometimes that's what we need. Someone to hug us, not to tell us anything, just to listen or to just be there for us when we cry. And that helps us relieve. And all of this together is that's really when I was saying, let go, ranting. We let go. We are clean, and let's see what we can do to make our journey a little bit easier. Not, like the perfect. There is nothing perfect, but easier. So when we are coping with delays in fertility treatment, this webinar is based on my own struggle with infertility. As I was saying, I went through 5 cycles to be able to conceive, and I have my 2 girls there. And I also acknowledge that there is more fertility experts in our media, in our world, that can help you with a different vision. For me, collaboration is better than competition, and my focus is to help you walk through this in the best possible way. Now, how to create balance between your mind and emotions to increase rate during fertility treatment. So how we train our mind, again, it goes in baby steps. is easy to say, but it's not easy to take action upon. So it's all in your hands. Why? Because we have the power of choosing. And I go back again to the point that I said, we cannot control any outside situation, anything that is outside of us, to make happen something that we want from our inside. So that's what it is with our fertility treatments. It's something that comes from outside, from science, from our doctors, and they are doing everything possible to increase our possibilities, but it's not warranty. So what we can do is, again, have the knowledge and the acknowledgement that this is not an easy process, but we choose to walk the path in the best way possible. Why you need to take a positive approach during an IVF on ART cycle? Because, again, it's two options. This is, and I'm going to be very clear on that. This is either black or either white. And I learned that a while ago in a webinar I did with Dr. Bruce Lipton. He's a leader in epigenetics. Why? Because pain is something that happens in the world. We see a lot of bad things happening in the world every day. And in our case, in our fertility journey, the outcome could be that we get pregnant, we have a positive result, but then the next step, something happened and we have a miscarriage or we have a stillbirth like I have, and we don't get to the final outcome, which is having a baby live in our arms. So what we need to do, if this is something that happened, we need to absolutely go to the grieving process. Grieving is very, very important to go through. So when we have a miscarriage or a stillbirth or any kind of loss, a loss is a loss. And I did the mistake after my stillbirth to jump on another IVF maybe a month and a half after, and it was one of the most terrible mistakes I did because I didn't allow myself to grieve. However, we also learn from our mistakes, and that's why I'm here to tell you all my story and bring it to you, so you, whatever you are walking now, you can take what it works for you, and whatever it doesn't, just put it away. But grieving is very important because a loss is a loss, no matter how far or how early it happens. And then from there, we can make decisions. So when we are practicing this during our journey, we are becoming better individuals in the sense of nourishing ourselves, and we are opening more doors to get to that positive outcome. So going back to this part, these are the tools, how we can cope with that. And again, each of us have a different journey. What we have in common is the fact that we are coping with infertility, that a treatment is not easy, but our bodies react differently. I went through 5 cycles. I have friends that have gone through 16 cycles eventually and have a baby after the 16 cycles. And I have had friends also, and I have clients in my coaching that they, after 5 cycles, realize that, okay, that's it, and we are okay with that. The ultimate goal on coping with infertility is that whatever decision you're going to make, if you are in multiple cycles or counseling and miscarriages and loss, is that you're going to come to a point where whatever decision you're going to make, either if it's continuing until you have your baby, or either if it is, that's it, I don't mind, you're going to feel in peace with yourself. Why? Because when we make decisions in life that doesn't give us that kind of ease, is because we are not finishing with them. So one of the things I tell couples and women in the world all over, like when they are going through infertility or through a treatment, is always make sure that if you say, for example, I'm so close to throw the towel, I am kind of exhausted, but is the hope that you still have. Somehow in the back of your mind, you know that there is still something to fight for. There is still something that you can do to get to that baby. And even with all the stress and with all the craziness of emotions that this brings, that bat, I will tell you, if you have a bat, so let's see what we can do to make that bath the last cycle and then get to your baby. So basically, my advice to you, because again, is acceptance is very important. And again, I'm not talking just from talking. For me, it's really, really important that if I am going to talk with someone about something that I am struggling with, the best it's for me a person that have gone through it, because she can or he can relate to me and I can relate to them, and then I can take tools that help them get out of that path, going through that tunnel and being where I am, and then use that tools to see if they work for me. So to kind of close this part and go and jump into the questions and your comments, the conclusion is, it's not easy to train your mind. It's not easy to take action upon things that are going to happen through the cycle, through our infertility journey, through whatever. But the best thing to do is control our actions and accept that we can't control the outcome or the things that happen outside. But yes, we can control the way we take the situation that is happening. And again, it's suffering. Suffering is a choice. Pain exists. I want you to put that in your mind. It's so important because it helped me so much. Pain exists. And I'm going to give that last thing. When someone loses a husband or a wife, it calls widower, right? When we lost our parents, we call orphans. There is a saying, when we lose a child, a miscarriage, again, a stillbirth, a loss in the journey of motherhood, that doesn't have a name. There is no name to describe that pain. So what choice we have when we have this kind of pain is either get stuck into that suffering and just go into the darker to a point that there is nothing we can do. We're going to be in a corner and we don't know what to do. Or we are in that corner and we say, okay, let me see what I can do. There is still light up. You cannot go down no more, because down you are totally already in the bottom of the darkness. So you have a choice. Stay there and lose everything that you have built in your life, or look up and say, you know what, I'm going to climb because I don't have another choice. But there is no middle points in here. And that I learned it through my own journey, and that's why I'm here. I still bear at 39 weeks. Trust me, it was terrible for me. I felt defeated. I didn't want to feel that emotions. I wanted just to disappear. But I'm here, and I'm like an example for you if you are going through this difficult process. And I want you to understand that you can get out of it, and you can have also your baby, and you can try to train the best way possible your mind and see your life like it is normal, and include this part in your life as another task that it has bring to you for some reason and for some cause. So I can jump now into the comments, Caroline, and questions if anyone has.
Hi, I am here, of course, Monica. Thank you so much indeed. Yeah, I love how you speak with such a passion here, and it's so inspiring, so encouraging. Thank you so much. You know, I love what you always say, because I mentioned this before when we were talking before we started. It's amazing that, you know, those are the simplest things that we should do. I think everyone kind of knows it. But it's still something that we need to be reminded of, because it's so easy to just focus on those bad things and just go with it. And we should always remember there are ways to deal with that as well. Thank you so much indeed. And well, it is time for your questions, your comments, anything that's on your mind. You can go ahead, type this in, and let's use this time. Let's use this time to just simply support you as well. And let's have a look. Okay, the first question that we have is right here. So I'm recently feeling that I'm losing a battle and everything is going against me. What can I do to get over these sad thoughts and helplessness?
Thank you. Okay, definitely is something that is very, first of all, it's very normal to feel like that, because again, from the beginning, when I said you are not entering an easy path, it's so difficult because we feel alone. I was there where you are. Again, everything is going against us, of course. Trust me, and I'm gonna be again clear and realistic. You are going to probably see more pregnant women. The closest to you are gonna invite you to baby showers, to everything. So what you can do, again, is in your hands, is your choice, because there is no, I can be the best coach in the world and I'm going to give you all the tools. In the end, you're the one that is going to choose if you want to use them or not. But you need to sit and allow that. If you, like I said, sit, give that 20 minutes, 15 minutes to these thoughts. You feel helpless, you feel alone, cry them out, write them out, have someone, family, your partner, and be honest. I used to say that to my husband sometimes. Look, I want to sit and talk to you because I feel like crap. I'm sorry about my word, but that's what it is. Can you please just sit and listen to what I'm feeling? I don't want any advice. I just want to take it out. So, and again, listen, if you want, I have my Instagram, Caroline can tell you, I always are open to listen and hear people. You can send me a message or an email and I just be there for you to listen. But you feel that you are losing a battle and everything is going against me, but you don't feel defeated. You are not mentioned here that you feel defeated and you want to quit. I'm going again to the but. You still have some light there. So, shine that light. Take that light into your hands. You are the only one that can control your life and your actions. Go ahead, and there is no word defeated here. So the hope is there. Find a way. Sit 5 minutes. Look at yourself in a mirror and say, I'm perfect, I am beautiful, and no matter what is happening to in my life now, I am alive. And as long as you are alive and healthy, you can go through this and fight for it. But again, without forgetting about yourself, without forgetting about the people that loves you, and without forgetting that you have life around you. Because when it becomes an obsession, that helplessness and that bad thoughts take over us. Don't let that happen. We can go to the next question, Caroline.
As always, amazing. Thank you so much once again for sharing, of course, but I love how you answer all those questions as well. You just feel this energy that's so important. Thank you so much. And before we move on to the next question, there is a comment. I also wanted to mention that the little pink timer is such a great idea. Couldn't agree more. It is.
Yes. So, I love that one. Yeah, you can get it in Amazon, whatever, one of that little, it's a timer and I love it.
Yeah, definitely. And as you can see, someone else added, right? So yes, must get one too.
Yes.
Such a simple thing. Who would have thought? And it's really great and amazing, to be honest, right? So
yes, and it's what you say before going to the question. Life gets so much into us that if you analyze the world, and I want to say that, look at the world. We are becoming robots. It's all automatic. It's like we forget that we are humans, that we feel, that, stop for a second. I do it sometimes. Stop for a second, breathe the air, look at a tree, admire colors. We forget because life makes us so busy and we are only working for the basic things, which is okay. It's important. If not, we will not, be able to eat. But take a little break in the mornings before you wake up and put your feet on the ground, sit 3 minutes and just start a day with something saying, you know what, today is going to be a good day. Even if something comes that is going to drive me crazy, I will find a way. I always do that in the morning. So.
And then everything seems a bit better, right?
Yes.
It can get just simpler, just like that. It's a good way to start the day, for sure.
Why not? Absolutely.
And so simple, again.
Yes, but simple things is what sometimes to take action upon it is what makes us like crazy. It's difficult because saying it is easy, but taking action upon it is difficult.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Let's have a look. Natalie has one more question.
One more question. Okay.
How much the partner should get involved when dealing with stress during the IVF cycle? I mean, dealing with the stress alone or with the partner together?
Well, definitely a partner should be involved in it completely. Why? Because if it's, let's take it in two ways. If it is a single woman that want to be a single mom, that's different. But if you are working with your partner, and no matter if it is, lady, guy, or heterosexual couple, they have to be involved. Now, dealing with that stress, each person deal differently. Men is more rational and women is more emotional. So right there, you're going to have like clashes, but somehow you need to find a point where you can meet in the middle. So if you are the part that has the highest strength, and let's talk about that, testosterone, so you are more rational. And if you have the estrogen part of it, you are emotional. So talking and communicating is the key on that. I know that communicating with someone is not easy, especially if it is our partner, because sometimes we kind of hurt the ones that we love the most. So when you have that on mind, when you know that we kind of as humans have the tendency to take our stress and our anxiety in the people that we love the most and they are the closest to us, so then we are kind of being aware that we need to create tools to communicate in a better way. I am very sarcastic, for example. I have that. And I am working on that because it's not easy to kind of change it. So look at when you have communication with your partner, what is triggering him or her, and also the opposite, and find like a middle point where you can express it. Because one thing I can tell you, the fact that women in an IVF cycle, we are the ones that kind of deal with the most of it. Men that also have male factor, because they don't express emotions, they feel that, I will say that they feel weak if they express their emotions, because the way that the world has been educate them, and this has nothing to do with what country you are or not. Men is like that in general. So try to express to your partner that it's okay to be vulnerable, that it's okay to express what he's feeling, because you are both in this journey. That's basically what I can suggest you, and from my own experience too.
Of course. Thank you so much, as always. And actually, Natalie has added one more thing. Let's have a look before we go to the next question. So we've had 3 failed IVFs. I'm starting to notice that my husband is losing hope and interest. How can I talk to him and work with him to get a positive mindset and hope for the next round?
Oh, wow. That's one of the things that also can be an outcome from going into a fertility treatment. One of the two can start to lose hope and interest in. I will tell you that, first of all, you need to come directly to him and tell him that you are feeling that right there. Like, don't come with things like to around. Just express to him that you are feeling that, and ask him if that feeling that you are feeling is right or not, because you might be feeling something that he is not feeling at all, but he is going through something, or he's feeling the cycle in a different way from you. Again, going back to the answer of the last question, men and women are different. Men is more rational, women is more emotional. So when you know that men doesn't connect too much the feelings with what is happening, it's not because they don't feel, it's because just that's the way it is. So try to reach out in a conversation where you can also connect with him in that rational way. And how you do it? Directly. You're going to ask him, hey, honey, or whatever you tell him, hey, baby, I noticed that you are losing hope and interest. Is there anything truth on that? Because I want to continue trying, but if you are feeling any kind of blockage, we can look up into it and let's see how we can solve it. Just direct it into his face. And then based on the answer that he's going to give you, you for sure going to have for sure the answer if it is really what is happening. I'm sure he's going to tell you the truth. He's going to tell you, yes, I'm losing hope and interest, and I don't want to do another cycle. And in that case, if that is the answer that you are going to receive, I will say that maybe couple therapy will be a good addition to the development of your cycle, because then you are in kind of a different places and you don't want to lose your marriage or your relationship with your other half. That's basically what I can suggest.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Fingers crossed for sure, of course. And Monica, as always, you are amazing with your advice. And I love how you make it like sound, like in a funny way sometimes, but it's helping. Actually, it's helping, and it's good to have that positive vibe on this all as well. Thank you so much indeed. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, one more question that we have here. Possibly this will be our final question. So if you have any left, you know what to do. Just go ahead, type those in. And the question is, so do you think meditation is a good way to deal with those negative emotions?
Well, I used to think, for example, that meditation was something that didn't work. But yes, definitely yes. And there is a lot of coaches and how I could say that, even doctors that are suggesting that meditation is a tool that can help to cure physical illnesses. So I definitely think is a good tool. And you don't need to do it in a way that you need, like most people say, there is meditation courses or whatever. I don't believe in that. I think that the meditation is something that you can do yourself. You can be just sitting outside, breathing for 5 minutes and just let your mind go with whatever it is happening and take a break and a breath. That can help you. So it doesn't need to be in a specific way. It needs to be done in your own way, and to make sure that if it's done in your own way, is helping you. If you feel any kind of disconnection, any kind of distraction, it doesn't matter. I heard that a long time ago from someone that was teaching meditation classes. That's what it is. You're supposed to quiet your mind, but if your mind is not quiet, so be it. It doesn't matter. One day it's going to be quiet. So take the time to do it in your way, and it could be just breathe of fresh air and sitting outside, just observing something. You don't need even to close your eyes. Just feel yourself alone and kind of no gravity in your own time. But yes, meditation can help with that, because it can help you to shift that thoughts for a moment. But again, don't pile the negative emotions. It's very important that if you need to cry or to talk or to take it out, it must be done. Sorry.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again. And well, there is one more comment. Okay, just do the best you can do and not blame yourself. Okay.
I said in the beginning, we feel that we are broken or something is wrong with us or that we're born defective. There is nothing wrong. There is today even a lot of women and men in their mid-20s, early 30s, like I was telling you in the beginning of our, when we connect, that they are having fertility issues. And it has to do with, lifestyle too. What we eat or what we drink, all of that. So it's never too late. And one thing I wanted to mention before also, in my personal opinion, age is something that, yes, it can be an issue, but if we are taking care of ourselves, or if you are taking care of the way that you live life, a lifestyle that is healthy, then you are still with that door to conceive. It's open for you. So don't give up on that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much indeed. Yes, also for this, another comment. And as you can see, Monica, there is a thank you for your help with your answers as well, your advice. And I believe there's one more comment, so we will be finishing. However, I just want to mention thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Even if you don't have questions, it's great to see that you are here, because if you are here, that means that helps, right? It's always like that. So thank you so much. As you can see, Natalie has added, thank you so much for your advice. Definitely helps. And before we finish, Monica, is there anything you would like to add?
Yes. Live the moment, live the now, because like yesterday is gone, tomorrow is not even here, and the plans that we always make in life kind of change with no advice. So live life. That's what it is, basically. And living life is live the present moment. I know that life comes with struggles, especially in infertility, because I've been there. But for that same reason that I was there and I, was stuck in crying and suffering, and I chose sometimes that because it's normal to feel that. Life teach us through lessons that we need to just live and accept whatever is coming in the best way possible. It's up to us if we're gonna choose to suffer or if we're gonna choose to be happiness, because happiness is a choice, definitely.
And what a great summary, what a great ending for sure. And thank you so much. As I mentioned, it's incredible to have you back here, Monica. And I know already that we will have some more webinars soon. We don't have the date yet, but I'm sure it's going to happen, right? So
yes.
thank you so much. It's great to have you, and thank you for your insight, your advice, and of course sharing your story, because I think this is always inspiring for all the patients. And yeah, just like that. Thank you so much. And remember, it has been recorded. So if you would like to take a look, you can always check it on our site, myivfanswers.com. And if you go to YouTube channel, you can also see that there are plenty of previous webinars. Also, there was one webinar with Monica before, so you can check this out as well. And as always, if you would like to get in touch with her, you can find her on Instagram, or you can just simply use the link. You will be redirected to it when we finish, and you can just get in touch with her, and I'm sure she'll be able to help you.
I will always answer my DMs for sure. It's always me, nobody else. Thank you so much, Caroline.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are, Monica, till our next event. And yeah, take care, everyone. Thanks.
Okay, bye, Caroline. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
Bye.